my video 5 of business math, and today we are going to treat simple interest. Firstly, we're going to see the introduction of simple interest. When we talk of simple interest, what do you refer to? Simple interest, like honest interest. Simple interest, like the word means simple. That means it's not difficult. It is simple because interest calculated on this is constant. You do not need to calculate interest every time. The interest is directly proportional to the capital, duration, and the rate invested. Now we are going to what is simple interest. Simple interest is the amount of interest which is calculated and which is constant all through. And simple interest is calculated per 100 francs. Next, we are going to see how we can calculate simple interest, calculate capital, interest rate, and the duration of investment. To calculate simple interest, you can calculate simple interest in 3 different ways. That means we say calculation of interest. This is my calculation of simple interest. Interest is equal to capital, which is C, times the N, the duration, and the rate, divided by 100 if the investment is within a year. If the investment is for a year. If the N is equal, if the N is in years, if the N is equal to years. And we also have interest is equal to simply capital times N times R divided by 1,200. If the N is in months, and we also have interest equals to C times N times R divided by 36,000 if the N is in days. And you can go on with the calculation. Why are we putting money? Because we said interest is calculated per 100 francs. Now, from this formula, we can easily look for our capital, duration, and the rate of investment. Our capital here, calculation of capital, we say if interest is equal to C times N times R all over 100. This is unknown. The C is the unknown. We cross multiply. We give interest times 100 is equal to C times N times R. Then you divide both sides by C times N for you to make divide both sides by N times R for you to make C the subject of the formula. Divide by N times R. Divide by N by N by N times R. We therefore mean capital is equal to interest times 100 all over N times R. Because of this, then we'll be left with that. So it is the same way you do for this and this. This is when N is given in years and you multiply by 1,200 when N is given in months, and you multiply by 36,000 when N is given in days. Now we are going to look at the calculation of duration. How can we have our duration if interest is given, the capital is given, and the rate of interest is given? How can we have our duration? Calculation of N. We say if interest is equal to C times N times R divided by 100, you will divide it depending on what you're being asked in the question. If they say calculate the duration of the investment, if the duration was done yearly, you divide it by 100. They say if the duration was done monthly, you divide by 1,200. If the duration was done daily, you divide by 36,000. But if they don't precise, better use daily. because daily is more better for you to easily convert it into years. Or you use yearly. Yearly is more preferable because in there you can give 1 year, 2 year, all those stuff. So they don't precise if the investor is done yearly, monthly, or daily, you use yearly. So cross multiply again. In this case now, our n is the subject of the unknown. So you say I times 100 is equal to c times n times I. Where you divide both sides by c times r. Divide both sides by this times this. Divided by c times r because you are looking for the n. So you say I times 100 all over c times r is equal to this equals to this and this equals to this. You'll be left with 1 1. So it's 1 times n times 1 is the same like n. So therefore means n is equal to I times 100 all over c times r. Then you can use 1,200 if they ask for monthly and 36,000 if they ask for daily. We go to the next one, which is the calculation of the interest rate. The same methods you do in calculating the interest rate, the same steps you do in calculating the interest rate. You say if I is equal to C times N times R divided by 100, divide both sides. Say I times 100 is equal to C times N times R. We divide both sides by C times N divided by C times N. Where this will cancel this, so we'll be left with I times 100 of C times N is equal to here will be 1, which is 1 times R will be same like R. So it therefore means R is equal to 1 I times 100 over C times N. So that's it. So if you already know the formula, no need for you to be going through these steps and showing you, just apply the formula directly if you know the formula. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to see how to calculate the interest using the number and divisor method. Because it can be asked in the question, they'll say calculate the interest using number and divisor method. So you have to use the number and divisor method. How can we do that? Let's do it. So calculating interest. Calculating interest using number/divisor method. So we'll say interest is equal to number divided by divisor, where number is equal to C times N. Number is equal to C times N, and your divisor is equal to 36,000 divided by R. 1,000. It will depend if the N is given in days, you use 36 divided by R. If the N is given, let me just say, divisor is equal to 100 divided by R, or 1,200 divided by R, or 36,000 divided by R. This is when the N is yearly, and the N is monthly, and the N is daily. It depends on how the N is being given in the equation. So that's it for the number and divisor method. The next one we're going to do is the average duration. If they say calculate the average duration of this investment, the average duration is a single duration that is used in calculating the interest derived from many capitals, and it's derived from different capitals at the same rates. They can give you several capitals and they have one rate, and they say calculate the average duration of this capital. So how will you come about it? You say calculating average duration. Calculating average duration, which is that NA. So you say MA is equal to the average duration. You say the average duration is a duration, it's a single duration that is used to determine the amount of interest produced by several capital at the same rates. And to calculate this, it is summation C times N, or rather summation C, where you give you different capitals and the duration. So you multiply and take the sum, and then you multiply all the sums of the capital and you divide, will give you your average duration. Calculating the average rate. What is average rate? Average rate is abbreviated RA. Calculating the average rate. The average rate is a rate that is used to determine the amount of interest produced by different capital at different duration and different rates. So it is used to determine the amount of interest produced by different capitals at different duration and at different rates. To calculate this, it is RA is equal to summation C times N times R, all over summation C times M. Yes, summation C times N times R, all over summation C times M. In calculating this, maybe if you draw your table, because it can give you, like, say, maximum to rate, minimum to rate capital, to rate different capital, they say determine the interest rate. If they give you to rate different capital, and they ask you to determine the interest rate. If you divide this by 100 when calculating this, when you want to divide, you have to multiply by 100 again for you to give you the interest. But if you do not divide, that means if you just take, let me say, they give you a capital 36,000 and they give you the N 6 days and they give you the R 10%. If you take 36,000 times 6 times 10, you don't divide by 100. No need for you to come and divide here because we give you, no need for you to come and multiply because we give you the interest direct, we give you maybe 8%, 10%, any interest that you give. You don't need to multiply here for you to have the interest pay 100 francs. So that's it for the interest, for simple interest for the day. Our next video, we are going to look at some examples so that we can easily adapt to it and we can know it more better. Thank you for watching the video, and please, if you are not subscribed, subscribe and do not forget to press the notification button.